Walk it off, rub some dirt on it. If you played a sport, you've probably heard this once or twice. Protect My Football Brain is a public awareness campaign aimed to make a change in the way the NFL, college level, and high school football treat head injuries, and to inform the public that these injuries should be taken seriously. I know that as athletes, we try to be strong for our team, our coach, or our family members watching us play, and we might not want to get the medical attention required if it means potentially being disqualified from playing the game. However, it is important to get the medical attention you need to ensure that you do not have an injury that can progress and get worse if left unchecked. Today I'll be promoting the Protect My Football Brain awareness campaign by explaining the facts concerning these head injuries and demonstrating how organizations and players can make some changes to help prevent traumatic brain injuries and recognize the early signs and symptoms of them. Over the years, new rules have been implemented in the NFL to keep players safe and to minimize the risk of a traumatic brain injury. Just this year alone, the NFL has launched the Injury Reduction Plan with the goal to reduce the number of concussions on this ongoing season following last year's 16% increase in concussions. One of the largest studies on this subject matter has found that 110 out of 111 deceased NFL football players have had a chronic traumatic encephalopathy, which is a degenerative brain disorder associated with repetitive head trauma. This issue affects more than just the NFL. As a matter of fact, it can affect young athletes as young as 14 years of age. Dylan Thomas was a 16-year-old high school football player from Georgia who died this October from a head injury sustained while playing football. Last year alone, there were 13 high school football related deaths in this country, and the efforts to limit these types of injuries and accidents have met mixed results due to the inherent violence of the sport based on large, fast men and boys crashing into each other repeatedly. Protect My Football Brain will benefit young athletes who are interested in playing the sport by reducing the risk of a potential traumatic brain injury, and it will call for an increase in staff, medical, and equipment, and referees to recognize the early signs and symptoms of a traumatic brain injury. This awareness campaign will reduce the amount of undiagnosed head injuries by creating a safe environment for players to get checked and informing them just how dangerous it can be if these injuries are left unchecked. It will increase referee and medical staff training ranging from high school all the way to the NFL. It will call for quantifiable training and tests to recognize head and brain injuries, and it will teach players a method of self-evaluation to check their mental health after loss of consciousness due to a blow to the head. There will also be safety checks in the players' equipment to make sure that everything is working and functioning properly as it should. Chronic traumatic encephalopathy in recent years has been linked to suicide and is widely cited as being associated with depression, cognitive impairment, and anger control problems. In conclusion, I have shared with you the public awareness campaign Protect My Football Brain to inform the public and young athletes who are interested in playing football of the potential risk of a traumatic brain injury. Also to call for safety regulations in staff and equipment. So don't walk from it, don't rub some dirt on it, get checked medically because your health is more important than being the tough guy.